last week I got on this platform and Lakers were down 3-1. Minnesota Timberwolves just every time in the paint. Every time making it physical. Luka Doncic picking him up 82 feet. Austin Reeves, who, injuries are coming out with LeBron James and Austin Reeves and what they were dealing with. But it's a physical series. Every time you come down, you're getting hit. Ball pressure. Austin really can't get into his bag like he wants. LeBron James is 40 years old. Luka Doncic played half a year this year. New team. Anthony Davis was the pretty much only big man we had, and we gave him up to get Luka Doncic this year. Not a problem with it at all, but I got on this platform and was talking, and I said, I think the Lakers can still come back from this. A couple days passed. Game 5, which I thought could be an easy win for the Lakers if they came out with a certain intensity and focus and energy to get this series back to Minnesota for a Game 6. It just didn't happen like I seen it, and they lost in 5 games. Los Angeles Lakers lose this series 4-1. It wasn't 5. 103-96. Not going to read the stats because Rudy Gobert down there had a 30-20 game on the Los Angeles Lakers. Nobody could stop anything in the paint. Nothing. The first quarter the Los Angeles Lakers played was a disgrace. They didn't play their best basketball, which is what I anticipated they would do. They played terrible. LeBron James and Luka Doncic, I believe, did not score in the first quarter of the game. There was no tone set. There was no energy. There was no intensity. They started out with the new starting lineup. The same lineup that J.J. Redick had played in the previous game for the whole second half, which I really don't blame, and I don't blame him for it. I mean, who else you bringing off? But Los Angeles Lakers lost to the better team. The Los Angeles Lakers lost to the younger, more physical, more length, more want to. They lost to the better team. So I do have to come on my platform and say, I was wrong. I've watched a lot of basketball in my life. And with the 2 stars that I see on the Los Angeles Lakers, you would think it's why a lot of people had them coming out of this series. Minnesota did kind of scare me a little bit, but you would think that these 2 stars, void of what the incapabilities of this roster presented, could overcome that with an Austin Reeves playing well, with the Rui Hachimura, and with other pieces. They could kind of mitigate the incapabilities of the actual overall roster. What are those incapabilities? I mean, I didn't think you were going anywhere with Jackson Hayes as your starting center. It's just true. Jackson Hayes is at far second or third string center. Somebody who can come off the bench, very athletic, high bouncing, high motor. But he started and he was consistent, and Lakers got their 3rd seed. The Luka LeBron James connection from when Luka Doncic was traded seemed to mesh pretty flawlessly. There was kind of no tension when it came to LeBron James and Luka Doncic. There seemed to be no tension when it came to Austin Reeves and Luka Doncic. And yes, people did say this was going to be a problem, the defensive end of the ball. Lakers had the number 1 defense for a long time throughout that duration of the season. And yes, the playoffs is different, and that's the whole sense of what playoff basketball means. It's not the regular season anymore. It's not the same type of game, the same type of physicality that you might get in an 82 game season throughout the year. We're focusing on one opponent. We have one goal. Beat this team 4 times. However we're going to do it, we're going to do it. Minnesota Timberwolves were just better than this team that just didn't have the size to do anything with a Julius Randle who loves contact, to a Naj Reid who's 7 foot, to a Jaden McDaniels who said after game 1, I realized I was the tallest guy on the court, to an Anthony Edwards that's a superstar and that only sees green when he's driving to the lane. High flyer. Can't nobody really do anything. These are the things that we saw from the Minnesota Timberwolves. So you have to give them credit in winning this series. Lakers need a big man. And in game 5, I don't understand a lot of these coaches do this in the NBA. Maybe it's a thing. Maybe I don't know anything. I've been watching basketball for a long time. I've been around the game for a long time. Can you have already a predetermined lineup before the game even starts? I understand that you didn't want Jackson Hayes to start the game. But when you see Rudy's got it going, when you see nobody can get boards, and when Maxi Kleber is your answer, plays significant minutes after not even practicing with the team, after just being cleared to play, I know you needed some size out there, and I'm not saying Jackson Hayes is the answer. I mean, I get it. But you can't put him out there for a couple minutes to see what he's going to do? Why are you already have a determination after you've trusted this guy and he actually has been the starting center on the team that you are the 3rd seed on? Why all of a sudden now are you making the decision not to play him at all? I don't get it from these head coaches when it comes to stuff like that. Give him a shot. This is the last game. But what I will say, because they did lose to the better team, and even though I wanted the series to extend, obviously they didn't want the series to extend, coming out like how they did in Game 5. Rob Pelinka, who just got a new position with the Los Angeles Lakers, but an extension as well, has a lot of work to do. It's been reported that Nico Harrison is the one that went to Rob Pelinka with the idea of this trade. Offensive. Nico Harrison was on the offensive in this move. He wanted to get rid of Luka Doncic. He may have picked up the phone for Giannis. He may have picked the phone up for maybe one other guy, Anthony Edwards. But after I know I can't get those two, and those two are off limits, I'm going to go after AD and get this done. I don't know if this was a decision based off Mavs or ownership, and I do veer that way. I've come to my own conclusion on that. But Nico Harrison was on the offensive and came to Rob Pelinka with this idea. So whether you want to give Rob credit or not, I'll say one thing. Rob Pelinka has a lot of work to do this summer. Rob Pelinka, in exit interviews with JJ Redick and Rob Pelinka together talking about the season, said that they are dedicated and willing to make this roster better to compete for a championship with LeBron James on his way out. It's great to have a LeBron James, a second star like him, that can carry the load at times, but you still do need more. You need to build this team around your now superstar Luka Doncic, and you had Anthony Davis to begin this season. LeBron James is only going to get older, ladies and gentlemen. So there's a lot of deficiencies that you may have to hide. With that being said, Luka is your best player. And I did say when Luka Doncic was acquired, you can go back a couple videos. When we first got Luka Doncic, I said the Lakers can go 0 and whatever for the rest of the season. This season was still a win. Because we have the future, we have the superstar, we have the guy that we want to build around for the next 10 years. Lakers and Los Angeles, it's about stars, it's about box officeness. We got that guy now. Would I let the LeBron James experiment maybe die this season in the summer? Maybe. Still plays at a high level. There's been talks I've heard at the barbershop. Let's get a Steph, KD, Bron farewell tour together. They play together. Okay. What can the Los Angeles Lakers get for LeBron James? Would be my question. How is that beneficial for the Los Angeles Lakers in the long run? And if LeBron James does not want to be there anymore, let's get him out there. Let's get him out there and let's see what he wants to do. But if the LeBron James experiment doesn't end this summer, which I highly doubt it will, he's going to retire a Los Angeles Laker, I bet. Let's get this roster constructed around Luka Doncic and LeBron James in the right way. Get another wing defender, somebody who could shoot the three ball. And let's get some big men in here. And let's see what Luka Doncic and a LeBron James pairing can do with a full season under them. New offense, able to practice together with limited practice time. I don't even know how much this team together practiced. So we shall see what the Los Angeles Lakers are going to do. It'll be interesting to see.